fair. And he does say, what teenage girl would go out without her cell phone, which I will argue is a good point. That's the reason they showed us that her phone was at 3%. That's absolutely the reason they showed that. If you missed that because you were looking at your phone or whatever, maybe that explains the review. But and then all these details, important, some important, some petty, make for a totally not believable situations, poor and cliched dialogue, and a C- quality cop show fare. And I couldn't disagree more. I think it's a solid A-, if not a B+, and I think it's been quite good so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of it. How about you?
I am very looking forward to it too. Yeah. And you just got to get over the fact that it's a different time for this story. I mean, that's just it.
Yeah, Boyd Crowder's not coming back.
Yeah,
that story is over. And you know what? I'm glad it is, because if any effort to sort of revive the Boyd Crowder storyline that isn't specifically a prequel is not going to work. It's going to be every quibble that we had with the Ava in prison storyline and the Ava getting out of prison and being an informant storyline would apply to Boyd Crowder being involved in anything after he gets sent away times 10. It would be 10 times as worse, because he's locked up for RICO violations and he's gone forever. And so to suggest that he's somehow going to be a part of this, I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, we did get one shout out to Harlan where Willa suggests that they drive back to Florida through Harlan County. And Raylan's like, yeah, there's nothing there. and I think that's the point. I think that's the takeaway for the viewers, right? Is, yeah, there's nothing there. We've tapped that well. That well is dry. It's over. Harlan County is over for Raylan Givens and Justified. It's time to move on to other things.
Well said.
Yeah. All right. Anything else about the episodes we want to hit before we get to our final segment here?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Well, let's get to it. Are you going to shoot him too, Raylan?
I was telling my friends this morning how yesterday you come to me and you don't get out of town in 24 hours, I'm going to shoot you on sight.
Fire no!
Are you going to shoot him if you catch him?
I'll kill 4 of you before you even clear your weapons, and I'll take my chances with the other 2.
If you get the chance, shoot him in the nuts.
I don't pull my sidearm unless I'm going to shoot to kill.
Are you going to shoot him too, Raylan? Did Raylan shoot anybody?
No.
Yeah,
I don't think I think he may have drawn shotgun. His gun. Yeah. Oh, that shotgun.
He pulled the shotgun in the opening scene. Yeah. Which is the appropriate weapon, actually. I'm surprised they let him go into the trunk. You know, they weren't really watching him.
Yeah.
He was able to pull the shotgun out of the trunk.
Yeah. They thought he was obsessed with the damage to the vehicle, and he's just really looking to get the shotgun out. I mean, how do you feel as a criminal when that happens? Like, oh, shit. They're lucky he was a cop. Otherwise, they'd both be dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In Florida like that?
Yeah.
But and that was it. I mean, he did prove that he can fight, or at least beat up Mansell. So.
Yeah, Mansell wasn't really fighting. I did have a note of that, like as Raylan matured a little bit and gotten better at fighting. But I think Mansell wasn't fighting back intentionally. I think.
I think there's a setup there for who knows what's going to happen down the road, but.
Mansell, I think, is going to use that against Raylan for sure. I
Yeah. I mean, he let him just wail on him. Do you think, what kind of daughter do you think her character is, as far as because I've mentioned before, in the trailers it looked like absentee father, and being sent off to, what was it, the school,
reform camp or whatever.
Reform camp. Yeah, I mean that's absent parent of some sort, I guess.
Yes, well, it absolutely is. And it could be that she inherited her father's anger, right? His anger problem. That could be part of it. I think she's also, very sort of flippant. She doesn't really care what anybody has to say about anything. Yeah. She has no respect for authority, which is consistent also with Raylan, right? Yeah. So, I think there's a lot of Raylan in her. which would suggest that somehow he has not been entirely absent in her upbringing. But
that's a good point, actually, because I always think that, you know, like if somebody is absent, you know, absent a father figure, that leads them down to the anger issues and everything else.
Yeah, and you don't get the tropes that you would normally have had in a show where, you know, she's resentful of her absentee father, where she would comment on him never being around or anything like that.
Yeah.
She doesn't actually do that. I mean, we see when he's busy working or whatever, that she, you know, goes and entertains herself on the streets of Detroit. Yeah. But beyond that, she doesn't really, you know, give him a hard time about never being there when she grew up, or, you know, like there would have been a perfect opportunity when he's taking her to drop her off at camp instead of, you know, spending time with her, right? For an opportunity for her to say something like that to him. And she doesn't really say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. But and Clement Mansell racks up some bodies here, right?
It's true.
Yeah. He kills 4 people in the drug house, and then
the judge. And his assistant.
And the assistant, yeah, who we find out was an informant, a confidential informant for the locals.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, that'll be that. So don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We say it in that order because it's the easiest order to do it in. You hit subscribe, you get the new episodes as soon as they're released. Rate is where you give us a rating of 5 stars in the appropriate application. And review is where you take the time to write us a written review. As far as production schedule here, we've got a little bit of personal stuff that might interfere with our ability to get episodes out. I don't know if we'll have an episode right after the 3rd episode airs next week, or if it'll be maybe a combined 3rd and 4th episode that we'll do. I'm not entirely sure on production schedule at this point, but hit the subscribe button and you'll get the episode as soon as it's released. Don't forget to check us out on the socials at GroundlessPod or at GroundlessPodcast. You can email us groundlesspodcast@gmail.com, and that you can do with your complaints, your questions. If you wrote this review on IMDb and you want to take the opportunity to defend yourself, I'm happy to hear what you have to say. And any corrections that we have, or your love troubles as well, because I have a feeling we're going to get a little bit of love action with Raylan. There's definitely a couple of shirtless scenes of Raylan in the promo here, so that we saw.
A little eye candy, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, a little fan service for the ladies, or you know, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, I think that'll do it. And we'll be back here sometime in the next 2 weeks with our next episode. So until then, thanks for listening.